Congratulations to you all. My goodness, I'm just looking at the amount of talent, the amount of games we're going to lose very shortly. Mitch, I'll start with you over on that end, mate. You were the one who officially made your announcement last week, and I saw you walk in with your partner and child. You've got a bit on your hands coming up.
Obviously, little Maxie's here now, and he came 7:27 p.m. Day before the prelim, so thanks for stuffing my back up, mate. But it's been an unbelievable experience and something we'll cherish forever. And the sleepless nights are made worth it when you just sit there and stare at him. So my partner Nicole is doing an absolutely amazing job, and we're absolutely wrapped.
How do you reflect on it all, mate? I mean, McGarry medal, best and fairest at this club. Jack Odie medal, that outstanding, outrageously good performance in the 2018 grand final. I mean, what are some of the highlights from your perspective, not so much from an individual basis, but from what you've been able to share with your teammates?
I suppose obviously, I started my football journey with Nord, as a 13-year-old playing juniors through all the ranks, and was lucky enough to get gifted a game by Cotsy when I was, pretty young, and then obviously had my little spill with the Crows and probably didn't go to plan, but I was lucky enough to be welcomed back by Nord and to come back and be a part of a really good crew. You've absolutely loved it.
B-Mac, there's a gift for each and every one of you tonight, and I know what those gifts are. Are you hoping that it's a new pair of shoes? Because they are shockers, my mate.
I've actually had these for about 8 years, and I am due for a new pair. I've actually been meaning to get on to Paul Metner about some new boots. So.
Just reflect on your footy career. I mean, you had that wonderful stint at AFL level, came to Norwood, 3 years ago, I think it was now? 5, was it? Done my maths, haven't I? Done my research. 5 years ago, a couple of best and fairest in the last few years. Just take us through some of the memories that you'll take with you.
Yeah, no, obviously I was a Sturt junior and got the opportunity to go over to Melbourne and play over there for 5 years. And when I had the decision to come back here, it was a pretty clear choice. I had a few mates at Nord, and when I come to Nord, I was me and my dad actually flew from Melbourne for the day, and they were unbelievably welcoming. And as soon as we got back on the plane, I knew it was Nord that I was coming to. And my last 5 years have been unreal. We've been pretty successful since I've been here, and I got to play with a lot of good boys. And I unfortunately didn't get the premiership in 2018 when we probably should have. But the memories that I'll miss is, obviously everyone says it, but when you walk into the club, you might have had a dirty day, but you come into a footy club with boys who have had obviously good days and bad days, and everyone gets around everyone, and it lightens the mood that you have, and I'll definitely miss those days. So.
You spent most of your career here at Norwood pretty deep in defence, and you had the opportunity to push up forward and in the midfield this year. Did that give you a bit of a new lease on life?
Yeah, no, actually it's a funny story. My first year in Melbourne, at North Melbourne, Twig's brother Brady was actually my mentor for my first year, and I loved him. And when I went over there, I was actually a midfielder. So I know I spoke to Twig a few times, and he mentioned Brady had got in his ear that I was okay in the midfield, so I think that's where that come from, and I was more than willing to give it a crack this year. I lost a fair bit of weight after last season to try and get fit and play in the midfield, so I really enjoyed it.
Doug, it was the early 2000s when you arrived here as a young kid from Victoria to try your luck at the Adelaide Football Club. Did you ever imagine you'd still be here playing top-level football in 2021?
No, certainly not. What's that, 16 years later? I don't think so. It's been a crazy journey. Adelaide's been fantastic as a city, as a community, and since I finished at the Crows, coming to Norwood's exceeded expectations of what I could have hoped for. Obviously come back to try and win a premiership, but pretty hard to win those. But to meet people and fantastic people and hear the people speak tonight about this great club and now feel connected to it is pretty special.
Was it always a pretty simple choice for you, the Norwood Footy Club, at the beginning of last year?
No, probably not simple. I spoke to all other clubs, to be fair.
But there would have been a long conga line of them.
Yeah, no, I think with Nord and the history of the footy club was something that was appealing to me. Obviously, playing in a club before that which had a short history, I wanted to experience something with a really rich history and see all the names on the walls. And it's almost when you walk in the footy club, you can just smell the history, and really love that part of it. And grew up being a Melbourne supporter as a young kid, and Dad always wanted to see me in red and blue. So wasn't quite at the D's, but Nord was the next best thing. So. Unfortunately, I only got to see one game over 2 years, but it's been fantastic. Feel really connected to this footy club now, and certainly have enjoyed my last 2 years.
Shent's another who had a reasonable crack at AFL football and returned to 7 years, I reckon, 7 or 8 years that you've had here now. There would be so many memories that you would have. Is there one in particular that you really reflect on and you'll say, that will be my one cherished memory of the Norwood Footy Club?
Yeah, I feel pretty privileged to be able to play 7 years here. Probably my main highlight would be the prelim in 2010 when Dykes kicked that goal.
Yeah.
Obviously not being able to win 2010, 2018 is not the way we wanted to go, but yeah, that would be my highlight of my career here, I reckon.
What does the club mean to you? Because it's been so much a part of your life for much of your life.
Yeah, the club means a lot to me. I've grown up here. I've become the person I am probably because of the Nord Football Club, the people I've met here. I owe a lot back to the Nord Footy Club.
Paul Puopolo, 3 premierships with Hawthorn, but I'm going to guess that those 2 marks, one against South and one against Port, it supersedes all of them, doesn't it?
No, I'm a bit of a team man, so winning those premierships something that you hold for the rest of your life. So I was hoping to win a premiership in this year. I was going to give it a crack. Always wanted to come back to home to Norwood and try to win a premiership. Unfortunately, it didn't work that way, and now life's got a little bit more busy, having 2 kids and work, so just struggling to get the energy to keep performing and train. So in the end, I had to sort of pull the pin, but I was grateful for the opportunity to come back at Norwood, and I loved every moment being back and spending some time with some young boys. Made me feel a little bit younger, even though I see them get a little bit jealous when they run out the race, start kicking barrels when I sit there for about 25 minutes stretching. So
we were talking before about Matty Nunn's game in round 1. You're obviously a part of that. I mean, you've played in front of some big crowds, but 5,000 at Cooper Stadium must still be a bit of a chill down the back of the spine moment.
They were really loud, and the Port fans were really aggressive. So I caught a bit of a mouthful. So I was like, brought me back a little bit. So I'm lucky enough to play in a few games against Port. So it was great to get a winner that night.
Michael, just take us through your journey here. Of course, another like everyone else up here at the moment, AFL career. Things didn't quite work out, and then you look for what's the next level, and you end up at Norwood. And just describe how that's been for you.
Yeah, so I moved over here in 2017, trying to get redrafted, and as you can tell from the highlights package, I couldn't have been further from it. Probably realised about 6 months in that, that wasn't the life for me, and that I wasn't up to it. But the last 4 years, it's been incredible playing for the Norwood Football Club. In particular, I want to thank Fanner as well. We had that connection when I was at the Bulldogs as well. So the one thing that sticks out for me is just the camaraderie between the boys. Probably the 45 last hurrahs every weekend. Thanks for Nicola for putting up with that as well. But it's been an absolute pleasure, and I've loved it. So, yeah.
Boys, I cut you a deal here. 2 years ago, Jace Bode broke the world record for the world's longest retirement speech, and we're going to try and bring that back quite significantly. So I'll give you maybe 30 seconds a minute each, but if you can just give a very quick just reflection on the people you'd like to thank at the Norwood Football Club. You're away, Mitch.
Obviously, to all the club itself. I've had a great relationship with Fanner and Paul, and I've loved every minute of it. To all the support staff, footy club doesn't run without you guys. The efforts that you put in, day in day out, it's unbelievable. Obviously to the sponsors, we don't run without you guys either. But I suppose the last thing would be the boys. There's nothing better than rocking up to training, as Brad said, and whatever day you've had, you just there's that banter there, and you just talk absolute shit, and there's nothing better, and that's the main thing I'll miss. Having success, personally and also as a team. It's all well and good, but that's what you'll miss the most is coming there to see the boys and have a good time. So really sort of humbled by what I've had at the Norwood Footy Club, and I'll cherish it forever. So thank you.
Probably sound like a bit of a broken record here, but obviously, firstly, the trainers. It's unbelievable what you guys do. You showed me so much care ever since I've come to the club, and you've always looked after me, especially Kirst. I've spent a fair bit of time with you, trying to get right, and you've done a great job. Also, just the coaches and the training staff. This year's obviously been a challenge for everyone in terms of COVID and also young group. Everyone's learning new stuff, but for what we did this year, realistically, if we beat Eagles, I reckon we would have beaten Glenelg the week after, and we could have been in the grand final. So we're this close to playing in the grand final. So I think next year's pretty bright for the group going ahead, and I know there's a fair bit of experience leaving here, but I know you guys have all got another year of experience, and you need to just keep believing that you're good enough to be at the level, and I'm sure you'll do very well next year and beyond. I'd just like to also thank the board, Justin, Fanna, Paul. You showed me so much respect ever since I've been at the club. You've helped me with a lot of stuff, and I really appreciate everything that you guys have done for me. And also, obviously the sponsors. We'd have to have probably some of the best sponsors in Australian sport, I'd say. And it's just great club to be a part of, and I'm very privileged to be able to play footy here. And also, just like to thank my partner Jess for putting up with me for the last 3 years. I know I've been training Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays. You train Wednesdays for netball, and we pretty much see each other Friday nights for the week, and then play sport on the weekends. So it's been pretty tough, but. Some people would say it's perfect, but I'm looking forward to the times ahead and a bit more time off and be able to actually enjoy a summer for once. So, thank you.
Just to reiterate what the boys have said, to Paul, the board, thank you guys. You run the club fantastically well, very professional. Thank you for what you do. Fanna, incredible support for me personally, not just with football. You actually drafted me 16 years ago, and here we are again now. So quite amazing, but also your mentorship outside of football I appreciate greatly. Mark Ross for getting me to Norwood. Not here tonight, but thank you very much. To all our coaching staff, Twig in particular, Rob, Kari, Clemo, Sal. Fantastic group. Learned a hell of a lot from you guys this year. So thanks for all the effort you put in, and a lot of you guys for a little reward as well. So I appreciate that. To Kirst, your training staff, absolutely sensational. You're the best in the business. I mean that. To my man Rooch, thanks mate. The best ankles going around. Thank you. To all the sponsors, incredible support you give to our footy club. To my personal play sponsor Mazda, thank you very much guys. And just to the boys, fantastic bunch of lads. Really enjoyed my last couple of years, and certainly we'll miss the times that we have together. So thanks boys.
Yeah, same as the other boys, I'd like to thank the club, to Paul and the board. I got to know you a fair bit more the last couple of years, and I appreciate the support. To Fanna, thank you for your time at the club. To all the volunteers, the trainers, appreciate all the hours you put into this club. I'd like to thank all the coaches I've had during my time at Nord, in particular you, Twig. I really enjoyed this year. I liked the program that you brought. I couldn't fault it. I really felt like I've grown as a player this year, and more importantly, I've grown as a person, and I thank you for that. To all the boys, I enjoy playing with you, even though I don't smile all the time. I really enjoy coming to train and see your bubbly faces running around and giving me shit. I'm going to miss that. And yeah, just to the sponsors, thank you for supporting us and backing the club. And then my family and my partner Sophie, who aren't here supporting me tonight, but they've supported me my whole career, so I'd like to thank them.
I just want to say the same thing to the other boys, but thanks for Paul and the crew there, the board. You're leading a great example for everyone below you. Really appreciate your work to help me get across from Melbourne to Twigs, and the coaching staff. I had a lot of fun with you guys, calling me Pasqualino. I really enjoyed that, Twigs. For all the medical staff bowled here, we have great history. You've been there since I was 13, I reckon. You used to help me out then, and you still help me out now when I'm getting old and riddly. So all the fitness group, thank you very much for helping me get fit again. After lockdown, I got a little bit unfit, but you helped me get there. To the playing group, you made it so enjoyable, made me really enjoy footy again. I thank you so much, and you brought a smile to my face every time I ran out there and had a kick and catch. So also like to thank my partner Carmel. Without her support, looking after the kids, made it all possible. So thank you very much.
Yeah, lucky last. Obviously, there's probably too many to thank, but especially the trainers as well for working on my right hammy for the past 2 years. That was a beast of a thing. You got me through this year, which was great. To the board as well, thanks for getting me over. As I said, at the end of 217, we come close in 218, but we didn't quite get there. But yeah, it's been thoroughly enjoyable as well. I took the piss a bit before, but to Nicola as well. We're both from Melbourne, and obviously we're dealing with COVID, so we haven't been able to see family all that much, and I know times haven't been as easy for you as well. So on a serious note, thank you for everything you've done and put up with, because you're definitely a patient girl as well. And just to the players as well, I'm going to miss you, all the camaraderie, as I said, and the banter in the change rooms, something I'm going to really miss. And yeah, super proud to have played for this football club, so thank you.
Six outstanding footballers, and we are going to miss them all dearly. One final big round of applause for these six retirees.